Happy Friday. We are here at iFinance Mortgage with Realtors Ricardo Escobar with First Team Real Estate.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us today. And Casimiro Cuevas with Ritz Real Estate.
That's correct.
How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Thank
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. I am good.
Great.
Glad it's Friday. Even
Right.
though that doesn't really mean anything in our industry.
Nope.
Not at all.
No.
All right, so why don't you guys just tell us a little bit about your business now, the current market, and maybe new things that you guys have been doing just to stay afloat.
Definitely, it's been kind of a crazy, wild ride, but it's been good though. It's been good to me. Just the way I approach, I guess, my clientele and stuff is really keeping my head down and really demonstrating that passion that I have for what I do. And through that, staying educated and letting my clients know that I'm their expert, I'm their professional, and that really translates into what I've been doing throughout these past couple years, especially with this crazy market.
That client focus.
Absolutely. Same for me, just trying to service my clients. I've been focusing more on my SOI, my sphere of influence, trying to get my the people that I know. Now that they know that I'm in real estate, they're approaching me with the questions and, I didn't think that this person would be interested in buying, but all of a sudden they are. And because they trust me from being their friends, they come to me and they want to buy now.
And I feel like that's a big part of it too, especially now, just to stay in front and let them know that whichever time, even if not now,
right,
whenever you're ready, I'm
exactly, of course,
that this is more of a process.
Exactly,
so,
and you gotta keep reminding them, right? You kind of be like,
hey, you don't need to do it today, but just
not be annoying about it.
But that is great. And then, what positive mindset have you employed to grow your business in this market?
It's kind of based on what I just said not too long ago. It's like that passion that I have for this industry. Coming in, once I became a realtor, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And that's really helped me a lot. It's made things a lot easier. Because you hear a lot of negative things, especially things going and all this. And if you just erase those things, just put your head down, just really focus on what you want and what are your goals, what do you want to achieve, of course, it makes things a lot easier. It just does.
For me, it's been serviceable. Just knowing that I'm there, I'm available, and just don't let any negative thoughts about how the market is going. Just focus on how I can help my clients.
We can hang in there.
And really identifying.
Educating.
Exactly.
We talked about that before, just kind of like more so, especially if you have this time, educating the clients in the home buying process.
Exactly.
And especially in this market, I feel like we are all kind of learning together.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I have seen your guys' work, just that guiding of, as a realtor to guide your clients like that is just
Right.
Absolutely.
And just letting them know that they are making one of their biggest financial decisions for most people, right? Letting them know what you're doing, that you're in good hands, because everyone, no matter what market it is, there's always going to be people that are ready to buy in every market.
Yeah. It can be a little scary for them. Like you said, it's one of the biggest decisions in their lives, and a lot of them, it's not even that they're going to be investing, it's just for them, right? For them to live in. And so it's an important thing for them. Yes, their primary residence. And so you want to be there for your clients. You want to build that trust with them. Let them know that you know what you're doing.
And I think that's where it's at. You guys said it best. Build the trust with them, and I feel like it will be a forever relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And then let's see, what advice would you offer to a new home buyer? Maybe let's say their first primary in this market.
I would tell them not to be scared about what they hear on the news. It's
just stay off social media.
Not necessarily, but just don't let that influence you in a negative way. When you're ready to buy, and doesn't matter the interest rate or how the market is. Once you find the property that you like, that you want, it makes sense. It makes sense for you.
Recently I had a client of mine that was like, well, I heard interest rates were going to drop by next year. I'm like, hey, if you heard that, you cannot really, if they have a crystal ball, please let me
Yeah.
know. I would love
Exactly.
to freaking,
That's my
know how the
favorite
market's
thing.
going to go. We don't know this. I really got to let them know that the market is very volatile. It can take, anyway, you can be the expert, but you never know what the market is going to do. You might have elections next year. That probably is going to drop interest rates, things like that. But that's might. It's not 100% certainty.
What we anticipate.
Right. And then,
It's
and
anticipated.
then the other thing is like, let's say you wait for those interest rates to drop. What's going to happen? Then everyone that's on the sidelines
say
is going
that.
to come in, and the price is going to drive up. We're stuck in the same spot. Not only that, you're going to probably have to settle for a house that you probably don't want.
Especially right now.
Exactly.
Not your forever home.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but it's still, I feel like it's one of those expectations to set. If
Right.
they know that the kind of the market, like, look, start building equity, it does not need, I think that's one of the big misconceptions. They have to live at this house forever and it needs to be their dream home.
Right.
I've seen that turn around a little bit where you as realtors are now educating.
Right.
It doesn't need to be like that,
Right.
and it will still help to kind of get started, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get
Yep.
in there, get equity, and then when things kind of settle,
Yeah.
then
Especially as a first-time home buyer, it's probably not going to be your forever home, but it's your stepping stone to your forever home.
Also, one of the biggest mistakes they make is to try to chase the market. Like you said, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen. So for them to try to anticipate, it's just not a good strategy. Because, like you said, the interest rates could come down. But guess what? You're not going to be the only one that's going to be trying to buy.
Right.
Exactly. And so
I too I've had that a lot as well. They'll text me like, oh, I'm just going to wait for the rates
Yeah.
to go down and the prices to go down, and I've
Right.
had to explain that as well. It's just really important for us to, as lenders or realtors, and just kind of help guide.
And then you're
Educate them.
exactly. So the guiding part, right? Having them look at all the different scenarios.
Yep.
This is what's going to happen could happen if
Like
you wait.
this- worst
But
case
what if
scenario.
you do it now? You can do it now and then refinance in 6 months or a year from now, and then bring down that payment that
Yeah.
your mortgage. Once you give them those different scenarios and they see that, because a lot of people just are on the rates and they think they're married to that rate. It's done. There's options.
Absolutely not.
absolutely,
I just-
especially this time of the year when the rates are a little higher
Yeah.
than usual than they've been, right? But there's less competition, so
That's a big
your
one.
odds of getting to the home that you want are actually higher now, even with the
And
higher
certain
rate.
programs,
Right.
the less competition. And another thing that I have urged or seen a lot that you as realtors, or maybe you can extend on that a little bit, more negotiations for them.
Absolutely.
And definitely more, it's still, even though has been a market a little difficult navigating, it is still more of a buyer's market, right? Or
Yeah.
can we
Yeah.
extend on that a little bit?
It still is, just interest rates are still a little high.
Yeah.
So buyers or sellers are holding on to that low interest
Yeah.
rates, as we know. But absolutely is a buyer's market. 100.
Like more of a buyer's market.
More
Can
of-
you kind of extend on that a little bit? What makes it a buyer's market, and what are some of the negotiations that you may be able to do for the client?
The good thing is that we're not waiving inspections. We're not doing what happened in 2021 when
Yeah.
interest rates
Yeah,
were low,
that's-
where everyone was just
That's a
waiving
unicorn,
everything, right? So now you're making sure that
negotiating,
home
actually.
is in good condition
Yeah.
for your clients, and you're not just throwing anything out, putting
Yeah.
them in there for no.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you got to do your homework as a realtor. You have to actually go to battle, so to speak,
Yeah.
for your client this time around. So.
And then what about in this area? Are you seeing any seller concessions or credits?
I've seen it particularly with properties that have been in the market longer.
Gives them a little bit of negotiating power
Yes.
there if it's long.
Yeah, and that's another thing that these buyers have an option to for some of these properties. Those concessions you're talking about, a 2-1 buy down that really buys
That's
them
why I'm
right
like,
Yeah.
as a
away.
lender, I'm pushing it.
Exactly, right?
I'm one of those ones.
That's good.
To go to you guys.
Exactly.
See if you can get some sellers.
Which actually a year ago I helped a family get into a home in Riverside with the 2-1 buy down.
And by the time that was last year, is kind
Still
of
good.
working around that it's going to be a little perfect. I feel like right now 2 went a little less on the 2-1 buy down, and then we're focusing on the 1 buy downs.
on the 1 buy downs.
Yes, the 1-0 buy downs. Then in the next year,
Right.
If they keep going down, then it will, but it still just helps
Right.
buyers.
Which I've seen that interest rates as of today have been going down, right?
Actually, they are trending down, but
Yes.
it's, again, it would be a mistake for us to change the market. We have to-
Exactly.
I'm the same way. Like I
Exact-
just tell them, no crystal ball, and I'm as long as we can give them as many scenarios and like if this happens, here's what it would look like if it was at that. Here's this. Just set those expectations for them. So
Sure.
when it does happen, I knew that was a possibility.
Right.
Yep.
It's not coming in from like, wait, what do you mean?
Way
It's
out of
like
left
an
field.
8% down?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I feel like just more educating and letting them know that
Exactly.
expectation.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And all right, do you have any more? Would you like to? I am all done with the question.
Yeah.
You just want to add?
Well, I just want to say, let's again keep doing our research. Let's get educated, and we're here to help our clients. That's what we do.
I agree.
And it's always very important that when you pick a lender or realtor that you know that they have your best interest, right?
Absolutely.
It's not, you're just not a number, you're not, because I've been in situations where I've been in escrow and they've been having second thoughts and they're like, you know what, I can't do it. Hey, if you're not comfortable with the purchase of the home, let's walk away. We're
walk
still
away.
in
Yeah.
time, let's push back. You want to do your fiduciary duty as an agent, right? And that's what we're here for, to represent our clients, not just push the number, convince them why they should get that house. At the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be living in that house and going to be there for the long term.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's
So-
about those relationships that we build
Yeah.
over time,
Over time.
and even without realizing it, if you do a good job, like I said, it's not just a number. They're not just numbers, but if we do a good job, more than likely they'll recommend us with their
And-
peers, and so that's how you
then
maintain.
al-
That's how you become successful in this
And
business.
also a good thing to do as a first-time buyer is, do your research of what you should be asking your lender and your realtor. That way you can kind of
Yep.
test to know if they really know what they're talking about.
100%.
Exactly. I always recommend that.
Always ask questions. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Ricardo and Cass, so much for
Thank you,
joining us
Tiffany.
today.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
And
it.
Thank you for
I
having
will
us.
See you soon.
See you.